There is a man sitting on a bench at the edge of a small town square. He is older now. The bench is the same one he used to sit on years ago, when his life felt unfinished. Back then, he watched people pass and carried questions that felt heavy. Why certain doors closed, why effort was not enough, why kindness sometimes returned as silence. Today, he sits in the same place. The pigeons still move in small circles. The wind still passes through the trees without asking permission. Nothing outside has changed very much, but inside him, something has loosened. The questions are still there, but they no longer demand answers. When we are inside pain, injustice feels sharp and personal. It feels like a verdict, as if life itself has judged us and found us lacking. We ask why this happened. Why now? Why to us? The mind looks for balance, for explanation, for a reason that would make the weight easier to carry. Often, it reaches for the idea of justice, divine justice, a hidden order that must surely exist behind confusion. But when answers do not arrive, frustration grows. We feel forgotten, overlooked. Buddhism does not hurry to defend life or explain it away. It does not promise that events will feel fair. Instead, it invites us to notice something quieter. Time. Time does not argue with our pain. It does not interrupt our grief with meaning. It simply continues. And as it does, things begin to shift. What once felt unbearable slowly changes shape, not because it was justified, but because we are no longer the same person standing in front of it. Karma, in its original sense, is not punishment or reward. It is movement, action unfolding into consequence across time, through conditions we cannot fully see. When something painful happens, we isolate the moment. We frame it as the whole story. But life is rarely a single chapter. Years later, we sometimes notice that a loss redirected us, that a rejection spared us, that an ending prevented a life that would have quietly drained us. This does not make the pain good. It does not turn suffering into a lesson we were meant to receive. It simply reveals that life is larger than the moment where we were hurt. Divine justice, seen through time, is not about correcting events. It is not about balancing scales. It is about coherence, about how nothing remains fixed forever. When we are young or wounded, we measure life by outcomes, success or failure, gain or loss. With distance, another measure appears. What did this shape in me? What did it soften? What did it force me to release? Some experiences strip away illusions. Others expose attachments we did not know we were carrying. Time does not heal by erasing. It heals by widening the view. Many people wait for justice to arrive dramatically. An apology, a recognition, a moment where the world admits it was wrong. Most of the time, that moment never comes. What does come is quieter. A day when we realize we are no longer waiting, no longer arguing with the past. The event did not change, but its grip on us did. This is not resignation, it is release. Impermanence means that nothing, not even our interpretations, stays solid. The story we told ourselves about what happened slowly dissolves. What once felt like punishment may later feel like a boundary. What felt like abandonment may later feel like space. What felt like failure may later feel like freedom. Not because time rewrites history, but because it reveals the full arc of becoming. Life is not arranged around our sense of fairness, and this can feel cruel at first. But there is also relief in it. If life is not personally against us, we do not need to keep defending ourselves from it. We can let events be incomplete, unresolved, human, and allow ourselves to keep unfolding beyond them. Time teaches without speaking. It does not explain. It shows. And sometimes, the deepest justice is not that things turned out well, but that they did not close us completely. That despite everything, something in us stayed open. With enough distance, we see that life did not ask us to understand everything, only to remain present long enough to be changed. Time does not answer our questions directly. It answers by changing the one who asked. What once needed explanation becomes memory. What once demanded justice becomes part of the landscape of who we are. Not resolved, not erased, but lighter. Perhaps this is the quiet justice we were always moving toward. Not the correction of the past, but the softening of the heart that carries it. If you choose to follow this channel, it truly helps me keep creating and improving these reflections. And if not, that's completely okay. I'm grateful you spent this time here. I'll see you tomorrow in the next episode. Until then, I wish you a calm and peaceful day.